Okay, guys, so here's a very, very good topic when it comes to essentially knowing your Social Security judge and where they're getting at with the quick questions, the ones that roll off the tongue, the ones that seem like they're easy to answer. These are 5 quick questions or questions that are asked quickly that you need to be aware of. Please remember to like, don't be stingy with that like button, subscribe, click the all, and we'll get rolling. Here we go. Number one of these questions that judges ask quickly so that you will respond to the speed of the question that which they're asking. So basically, if they ask something quickly, you'll respond quickly. You'll not put much thought into the answer. And as a result of that, you'll be able to go ahead and give the judge essentially a quick, short answer, but also fall a bit to their trap, which means that you're going to be giving an answer that you haven't really thought through. So let's go through these real quick so you understand a little bit better about how you should be answering these. Number one, why did you file for disability benefits? Now, judges ask this question very nonchalantly upfront when they are on direct examination. Okay, direct examination means that they're going to be starting the questioning about the claimant, whereas the cross examination would be your attorney then asking questions thereafter. Now, claimants almost always answer this question poorly because it sounds like a good, innocent starting point. It sounds like a very relaxed, very easy to get into question. In reality, it is anything but that. Here's why. The answer is supposed to include what your impairments are, when they became severe, and how that altered your vocational path, like what jobs you had, what happened to those jobs, stuff like that. Okay, cool. Bonus points, of course, if you get medications in there as well. Okay, and potentially their side effects. So, why do judges ask this question up front? Okay, disability judges use this question to gauge how much preparation you've received ahead of the actual hearing that you're having for your Social Security disability insurance benefits or your supplemental security income benefits, which are the 2 federal disability programs. The main ones, anyways. Of course, there's smaller ones. When the claimant has no or basic prep, which is what most big box law firms will do, or non-legal, groups and things like that, the claimant will answer it with a mishmash of why they can't function. But it's all over the place, and there's no conformity to the information that claimant will usually give. Now, the middle game players, the one who've had some actual training on this, will know to explain what their impairments are. They'll start, okay, diagnostic impression, this impairment, this impairment, this impairment, this impairment. Now, the stars, okay, they will explain how their medical conditions limit their ability to do functional tasks, for their prior jobs, the jobs that they've done back in the day. And then the superstars, the wowzers, the really great, they've been worked and worked. They've heard these questions over and over. They know what to say. The superstars weave in the medications and the side effects in a solid bullet point timeline. Those individuals are way ahead of other people when it comes to this stuff. Now, when you hear this relaxed and quick off the tongue question, the judge, okay, is learning right up front, okay, essentially how this hearing is going to go down the line. Are you going to take forever when answering questions or explaining things? Are you organized in how you approach the question? Are you unaware of what's in your record? Are you forgetful? Are you basically prepared at all? Were you prepared with the tough questions, the easy questions? Are you just kind of dribbling at this point? Some people have memory, sure. And here's the thing, some people have memory and concentration issues. Fine. Everybody knows that. But living with these impairments and why you can't work, that's usually in the hard memory of most disabled people who are prepared correctly. However, if you have disabled people who are not prepared at all, they won't be able to talk about what their impairments are. Go ahead, ask them, what are your top 5 most severe impairments? Walk up to your friend, walk up to your family member, and ask them and say, hey, what are your top 5 most severe impairments? And they won't be able to answer it, which is weird when they're applying for disability benefits and their only job is to know what's wrong with them and go to medical. So, from that perspective, you have to keep that in mind. Now, we're getting to question number 2 that judges like to ask quickly. I want to remind you, don't be stingy with that like button. It's sitting right there. You got a finger. Use it. Most of you do. 99% of you do who are watching this video. Use that like finger. Do you have any plans to go back to school? Once again, do you have any plans to go back to school? This is a question that judges like to throw it out there real quick. Just boom. Okay, so what? Do you have any plans to go back to school? It'll come out just like that, real smooth, right off the tongue, real easy. Okay. This is the standard question for those who leave work, have kids, or have some other reason to not want to work going forward and want to take time to go back to school. Sometimes someone's new spouse or boyfriend or whatever, or girlfriend will be able to cover the bills while they go back to school. So they file for disability benefits and go back to school at the same time. This is called hedging. Okay. And some people really know the benefit game and the systems, and they know how to basically hedge it so that they can try and get as much out of the system as possible. They can go ahead and milk a check for disability benefits while going and getting their college degree. But remember, judges are very aware of this. So when the judge comes through and says, okay, do you have any plans to go back to school? Are you currently in a program for academia? How many credits do you currently have? Any of those questions, that's what the judge is getting at, because they're looking to see who's playing the game. It also tells them a lot. If you're going back to school, you have the capacity to be around unknown people, quasi-public individuals, coworkers, friends, family, bosses, etc. They're all present in that situation. You're able to memorize things, interact with books, do training courses, probably online. A lot of skills to be inferred from that question. Okay. Next one, number 3. Have you had any additional children since you filed? Again, have you had any additional children since you filed? This is a claim killer question. Let's go through it real quick. The act of child creation makes back problems, hip problems, and neck/leg problems seem like total BS. I will quote one of my old claimants as to what she stated at the hearing in front of the judge. She literally stated this. Well, it's not hard. I just lay there. Unfortunately, the act of having children afterwards is what most would say not easy, especially for those with fibro, neuro issues, the general musculoskeletal issues, problems related to having a child come out of you. You know what I mean? Like if you have disabling conditions that cause pain, I've got arthritis, I've got fibromyalgia, then having a child physically come out of you might be an issue for consideration before you get pregnant. It's just something to be aware of. It's just something you need to know. Now, here's the deal. Look, if you have recent children, the process of giving birth, the process that comes before that, then just realize that you need to have a strong defense established ahead of time. And it can't just be that you got drunk one night. I understand that's a good defense for most people. I get it. And even though it is reality, you need to have a proper established defense for that situation. Now, why do they ask this real quick? Because it tells them how many kids you are currently managing. It tells them what your bodily capacity is when it comes to pain, movement. You're probably having to lift children, weightlifting capacity, stay on schedule, feed the kids, etc., etc. Because the next question coming out of this is, okay, what does the spouse do during the day? And the real quick, thing there is, okay, do they work? Which means you're taking care of the kids. Boom. There you go. They got you. Number 4. Now, before we get to number 4, please remember to like and subscribe. Use the like button. It doesn't like to just sit there unclicked. Please remember to use it. Like, and then, of course, hit the all button when it comes to subscribing. Now, here we go. Number 4. Who fills up your vehicle with fuel? This is a more recent one that I've heard. It's not one that I hear a lot, but I think it's catching on a little bit. I just want to go over it because it's something that just comes out real quick. It's right out of the judge's mouth. Boom. There it is. Here we go. Who fills up your vehicle with fuel? Okay. Remember, they already likely asked you how far you can drive, who drives you, or if you drive alone. And, they know the miles, the distance between your house and the doctor's. So this question tells them that you can stand, you can lift, you can use payment methods, because you are basically capable of filling your car back up once driving from point A to point B. Now, think about this. If you say to them, yeah, my husband or my wife usually drives me, blah, 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 cha-cha-cha, cool. Okay, so when they don't drive you, when you go to the doctor, just walk me through on your way home, how do you fill up the gas tank? Are you able to do that? Oh, well, and then we get into explanation mode. Only sometimes I can. On my good days, I can. I have to ask somebody from inside the store to come out and do it for me. I live in New Jersey and they pump it for me. Whatever. Then we get into this having to explain mode, and the judges already got you because they already know when your husband's at work or when your wife is at work, when your appointments are, what the time was, when you were driving, you drove alone, it's this many miles away. At some point, you're going to have to fill up the tank. Boom, they've got you. They've got you standing. They've got you getting in and out of the vehicle. They've got you interacting with people around the pump, etc. Number 5. Do you still talk with any of your old bosses? Now, this one nipped me one time. The claimant was ultimately found disabled, but this one nipped me for sure. I got a little bite mark on me for this one. So here's the deal. I'm going to say it just like the judges will say it. Okay, so do you still talk with any of your old bosses, coworkers, anybody like that? When was the last time you talked with people you used to work with? Okay. How long ago did you interact with them? Did you ask them for anything? Have you been communicating with them? And that's how it comes off. It's smooth, it's sleek, it's quick. Now, the purpose is to show a connection of intention to work if disability benefits are denied, right? You're still talking to them because if the benefits don't work out, you've got option B to go back to work. It also shows signs that you have developed good relationships with coworkers and bosses, which shows that you were able to continue having those good relationships even after termination, layoff, quitting, whatever. It also shows that you're able to interact with people in a general sense and would likely be, more within that line to have skills interacting with the general public brought into question. Could you interact with the general public? Would the general public be able to go ahead and communicate with you properly? Would you be able to interact and answer things on their on behalf of their questions? Finally, it shows that you are social in general, and that further evidence or at least questions about neighbors, social activities involving hobbies, and potential clubs or memberships should likely be looked into by that ALJ, the administrative law judge. There's a lot more to these questions, but I'm going to read them to you quickly, and I want you to listen to how they kind of roll off the tongue. I want you to listen to how quick they are. And I just want to point out Slatherings, Walter Scott, howdy, guys. Tristan Miller, howdy. Old school truck driver, very cool. Nancy Bennett, very cool. MO to MO, very cool. All right, so here's the bottom line. I'm going to go ahead and read through these questions very quickly so you can hear exactly how the judges usually ask them. Please remember to like and subscribe. Let's get right to it. Here are the questions read quickly. Why did you file for disability benefits? You filed for disability benefits. I see that. What happened? That's how they asked that one. Number 2. Do you have any plans to go back to school? Do you start any programs in academia? Well, how many quarters do you have, or how many semesters do you have left to finish that degree? Number 3. Have you had any additional children since the filing date? How old are all your children? How many children do you have and what are their ages? Okay. Do you watch over the children at home? What do the youngest children do at home? 4. Who fills up your vehicle with fuel? Who does the maintenance on the vehicle? When was the last time you had to fill the car with gas? Do you have your favorite gas station that you go to? 5. Do you still talk with any of your old bosses? Are you on good terms with the people you used to work with? When you would talk to the people you used to work with, are they able to help you out? Are you looking at going back to work at the same place you used to? When was the last time that you reached out to that company to see if there was still a position available? It's so fast, and these questions just roll off the tongue. So the point of it is, I wanted you to understand essentially where these judges can do these quick, off-the-cuff, roll-off-the-tongue questions and how they mean so much more, and how some claimants, they understand it and they get it, but they're super rare. Most of them, they don't have the training, they don't have the knowledge, they don't have the backing, they don't have the expertise. And a lot of people bitch and complain, my attorney didn't do this, or my non-legal rep didn't do that, or whatever. Cool, fine, whatever. But if you aren't available, and this is why I always say this, like a lot of people will be like, oh, I want the attorney to just handle it all. They should just fill out the forms for me. I don't have to sign anything. Those people, I fire them. I fire them fast because they don't understand how this process works. It's a team. I'm telling you evidence we need. You're going to the doctors and getting the treatment. It's a team. I'm telling you types of devices you have to get prescribed. It's a team effort. It's not just like, hey, the attorney will handle it all cool. I'm just going to go drink a beer over there. That's not how it works. So my point to you is, when it comes to these types of questions, I'm going to read them really quickly now. Okay, just the main question, no additionals, right through. And when you hear these, they're going to sound sweet as pie, southern and relaxed, very, very straightforward, roll off the tongue. Why don't you file for disability benefits? Do you have any plans to go back to school? Have you had any additional children since the filing date? Who fills up your vehicle with fuel? Do you still talk with any of your old bosses? It's just like that. You know, people don't realize when you're in that hearing, it happens so fast that there's no way to have the claimant perfectly prepared unless you have run the questions and run the questions and run the questions and gotten great answers out of them. I hope this video helps you guys. Please remember to like, use the like finger, and subscribe. Also, I love waking up to those reviews. If you have a chance, go to Google, type in Disability Resolution Florida or Disability Resolution Law Firm, okay? And you can leave whatever review you like. I like the 5 stars, obviously. And then, of course, bottom line, you guys know this. I am the most viewed and subscribed to disability attorney in America. If you need a disability attorney for SSI or SSDI benefits, you know, we limit some of the SSI ones that we take on. But bottom line is, if you need a disability attorney, you know who to call. I will catch you a little bit later. This is the only video I'm making tonight. I'm not making 2. I normally make 2. I have more stuff set up for Facebook tomorrow. Remember, Facebook is Tuesday. YouTube is Thursday for the live show. Very simple. You know how it works. You call in Facebook tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You call the phone number, 407-279-1754. Again, 407-279-1754. It's on all the bio and whatever. It's everywhere, okay? Then you get to ask your legal question. It's all live. I get to have zero preparation. You just hammer me with questions. You get 5 to 7 minutes. You use a fake name throughout the process. You have your legal question ready, and you don't go into story mode. Facebook tomorrow, 8 p.m. Thursday, YouTube, 8 p.m. as well. Although we usually start late because I do an intro video, so maybe 8:45-ish. All right. I will catch you guys later. Please, please, please have a wonderful, wonderful night. I love seeing the people I normally see in here. I will catch you later, and we'll go from there. Thanks so much. Have a wonderful night. Bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye.